What up, Jets? This day 3 in series Road to Payout. On today's video, we are talking about psychology. We are having a psychology lesson. For those who are new into this series, this is me documenting every single day, every struggle, every growth, my progress, my upward line till I get my fast payout from prop firms. And the deadline for me is to get my fast payout from prop firms until the end of the summer. I'm going to live trade, do backtest sessions for my strategy. I've already done that. I'm going to talk about psychology that I'm doing today. I'm going to talk about my daily routine, these little things you need to implement in your life to help you as a trader and as a person to grow. You know, I'm going to talk about consistency, dedication, faith in God, being disciplined, and just overall all these things that help you because those people who understand at least anything from trading, excuse me, those people who understand at least anything from trading know they know you have to be a good, consistent, dedicated, disciplined person outside of the charts in order to be a good trader in the charts. So let's get into it. Today I wanted to talk about learning how to let go. Learning how to let go of the people that don't bring any value into your life, that bring you down. Because you're probably thinking, what the fuck I'm talking about? How do I know this? Have been trading for only 3-ish months. How do I know this? Well, to let you know, people have already started leaving me. People have been treating me different. They've been talking about my behind my back. Oh, it's just another phase. He's probably going to quit. who, who does he think he's not going to be successful and all that bullshit. No one believes in me. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I don't need them to believe in me. I believe in myself. Now God, I know that God believes in me. So, you know, it's not cockiness. It's just me being confident that I'm going to be successful. And a lot of people you call your friends who start leaving you pretty damn fast. But those who don't leave you and still are trying to be your friends, you have to think like really, really honestly and hardly on them. Do they bring any value in my life? No, because if these people are just people who make laugh, but once you think about them deeper, they're drinking, they're partying, they don't have much of a morals, they're not disciplined, they're not consistent, they're not doing anything to improve their future life, they're not working on their body, on their soul, they're not believers in God. I'm not pushing religion, but I think it's pretty necessary. They're not good person. They're not a good person. You start thinking, you start listening to these things. It's not judging because I can count 8,000 bad things about myself, but I'm doing many, many things that are improving myself. So, you have to think about what value will they bring in your life. I don't like putting a price tag on people's name, but sometimes it helps. You have to think about, is that person in a negative one or is it positive? Because that's what I did, and I realized most of the people that had surrounded myself with, all they did was live for the next party. They had no goals, no dreams. They were coping with the phrase, no, I'm trying to live as much as I can in my teen years. I'm trying to enjoy while I'm young. And they're coping with that phrase because under it, there's no real dedication. There's no drive, no motivation to work on anything. All they choose to do is drink and party. And it's not judging, it's just being honest. Honest with your friend about, honest with yourself. What are you surrounding yourself with? You know, you have to realize that you have to let those people go, because eventually there'll come a time when you have to choose between those people and between your goals. And because those people will eventually bring you down. It's the same if, you know 20 people drink occasionally. It's not it's not good. People don't look at them good, but don't look at them like, no, they're addicted, they're dead. No, they're just partying, they're just enjoying their teen years. But if a one person would be drinking, you know, occasionally, he would be looked as an alcoholic. And that's the same with them. They don't want you to leave and become a better person than them, because that will show their weaknesses, that will show how miserable their life actually is. And they don't want you to do that. They want you to stay in the low level. They want you to stay in the daddy damn, low that they're in, because they don't want to be humble. They don't want to see the truth. They want to live in that party unrealistic life. So it's very important to be mature enough to not do it, with some swear words, talking shit about them and then leaving. No, it's you have to be able to be mature enough to, if they're asking questions, tell your reasons and leave. Or if they're not asking, then don't tell anything and just ignore those people, because they're probably going to talk shit about you. They're probably going to talk shit about behind your back. But you have to be mature enough to ignore those things, walk on your goals, and let the success speak. Because the best revenge is your success. You don't need, talk shit about them back. You don't need to fall. You don't need violence. You have no enemies. Remember that. Shout out to Winland Saga. So, yeah, it might be a pretty fast video, little easy video. But, that's just today what I wanted to talk about. Just being mature enough to let people go. Because, for this past week, I've been sick. I've been staying at home. I was grinding. I had like 12 hours every single day on my laptop. I was practicing for like 4 or 5 hours every single day. I was working on my psychology, watching these YouTube videos on psychology, live trading, journaling my trades, doing all these discipline things outside of the charts. And I realized I don't really miss those people anymore. When I'm finally really, really, really locked in, I don't need those people. They don't bring me any joy, any value in my life. Why would I miss those people? I don't need them. I need to move on, because eventually they will pull me down. So think about it. Just something to think about before we're going into this next week. So, something to think about. And hopefully some of y'all will understand what I'm talking about. You know, Sorry if I'm yapping too much. My brain is a little foggy today. I've been really, really tired because I hang out all day with my best friend. So I'm pretty, pretty tired. But I had to make the video because I promised y'all to make it. And here's the video. So yeah, stay safe, stay locked in tomorrow. Hopefully we have a good price section and we can live trade, because we don't have any news. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. So stay safe, stay locked in. May God bless y'all. Remember, Jesus Christ loves you and me and everyone else. Stay locked in. Stay safe. Don't you ever think about giving up. And peace out, G's. Peace out. I'm see y'all tomorrow.